live in 1 second. Let me do that now. Just taking care of a little bit of housekeeping. Okay, so that should be good. Let me know if there's an echo. And then we're going to activate, excuse me, the Whatnot camera. All right, exciting. So hold on 1 second, YouTube, and it's good to see you. And we will be activating the Whatnot camera here in just 1 second. Okay, so we're going to go to my profile, shows, and we're having a blowout sale. How exciting is that? We're going to start our show right now. It's just a couple minutes ahead of when we have scheduled. Fantastic. So now let's bring the camera up here, and here we're just going to flip this around. Hi, Susan. Good to see you. And it's always nice to have someone who I know you've bought for me in the past. Hi, Kat. So remind me, though, you are into what type of literature? Because I have some new books. I do have some new books. Now, this one is dark. This one is normal. I'm doing the dual stream on YouTube. So if you want the full experience, you'll go to YouTube and just pull up the channel, Stay Home to Shop, all one word, common spelling, just like you see it above. And that way you'll get a much better overall view. But yeah, this is going to be interesting. Let me turn on a different light because I am I'm at a loss to explain why this camera does not like this view sometimes. In the other room, it's totally fine. Here, for some reason, even if I'm standing in direct bright light, it seems to want to give me a little bit of a hassle. Fantasy, historic, fiction, and thriller. Okay, I think I've got something among those three. So we've got stuff to work with. And for those of you who watched the ship show earlier, I do a seller support on Thursday, every other Thursday morning, every other Thursday, it's 1 p.m. Eastern time. And it's so funny because technical issues abound. So let's hope that this is not one of those situations, but it's always nice to have backup. So I do recommend watching live on YouTube while you're on Whatnot. Again, you'll get the full experience. So this is actually Cacti of the Southwest. And I'm just going to run these because these are all titles I have not shown. I haven't shown them in past shows, and I just haven't shown them. So every title I'm going to start with has not been shown. But we are going to do our bargain bonanza pricing of paperbacks start at $1 and hardcovers will start at $2. And I've got some pretty good picks. Just to kind of give you a preview, like this is about half the stack of all new books that I've gotten. When I say new, meaning I haven't sold them in the past, but they obviously. Am I doing any craft shows soon? I might have one as early as Tuesday, and that's normally when I was doing them. So yeah, those are back on the schedule. I just have to fix the times. So anyway, this is Cacti of the Southwest, and yeah, craft shows are a lot of fun. In fact, I do the seller support in the craft category because that's where people find me the easiest. So let's give this about a minute to run so we can actually look at it. These, because they're new showings, I don't exactly have perfect knowledge of the condition and whatever. So let's look and see if we've got any writing or missing pages. But this is Cacti of the Southwest, starting at $1. Oh, W. Hubert Earl. That sounds familiar for some reason. Is that a famous author? About the author. Okay, if I took the time to read it, I would know this. But it's definitely got a lot of black and whites, and then in the center section, it's got some color photos. So it shows all these. So this is Cacti of the Southwest. It's a pretty good size. And this was published when? Looks like it came in a hardcover and a softcover version. And I'm just looking for like a copyright date or publication date. This was, original was 63, but this was done in 1986. So this is a book that's like almost 40 years old. Pretty good condition overall, considering we're talking about like 40 years ago. I'm going to put that one down there for 1 second. The other thing I want to do, let's see if we can get some of the soft covers out of the way, because I do have some really good hardcovers, but the soft covers are going to be a little lighter, so it's easy to start with those. Okay, so these are two others. So this is actually an art book, and it's Monet. And so look at all of these paintings that you get inside the book. So maybe I should have shown this as part of a craft show, because this is something you could really make into a project. And you're allowed to use this page for whatever you want to. You know, obviously for copyright, you can't duplicate it, but you can use it and you can make it into anything you want. So this has a lot of full color images of Monet. This is actually written in French. Oh, that's a cute one. But this is Monet, and it's written in French, and it comes in this landscape size. This is from 1993, so pretty good for something that's from last century, overall condition. And this is Monet. We're just going to run this one for 30 seconds and give that a chance. Okay, so this is running right now, Monet. It's a paperback starting at $1. Written in French. Okay, so yes, I will tell you a little bit about the backstory. So this morning it seemed like the show went pretty well, but you know, I never know that until I actually go and look at the replay. And on the YouTube replay, it was really weird because it was like 15 minutes in and then the quality just went down. It was still capturing it though, because the audio is there, but the picture quality went like a little jumbled. And this is actually a book that is America the Beautiful, but it is autographed by the author from 2017. Let me just take a look here. So yeah, this is autographed. There's no other writing in it. Really good condition overall. This is an autographed copy of America the Beautiful. It's written by Teresa Liu, and it's written in English. But let me show you the autograph page again. It says, "To Kathy, you are so beautiful to me." Oh, what a nice inscription. So this is going to start at $1, and we will just go ahead and do that right now, starting at $1. So this is an author autograph copy. It was signed in 2017. It's inscribed to Kathy with a K. And it says, "You are so beautiful to me." It says Americans the Beautiful. I think I missed that the first time. So this was the first printing, actually. So first edition, signed copy. And interesting. So yeah, I'm just showing this over here. I'm so weird. I don't know exactly where to stand, so you can see the book. But also on YouTube, you can see the show. because we need to have both. Whatnot is fantastic for buying stuff, and YouTube is wonderful for watching. So you want to have both. Let me see if I have any more paperbacks. Then we're going to move on to the hardcovers. Some of the hardcovers are going to be vintage, and some of the hardcovers are actually going to be fairly useful. So I'll just tease you guys with the Fix It Yourself manual. This is a hardcover. So, yeah. Now, this is a book of poetry, The Gallows Still. It's written by Joseph Sullier, and it is in like new condition with a little bit of dirt. But as far as the pages, there's no crease on the spine, and as far as the pages go, it feels like nobody's ever even, opened the book. But obviously I have now. So this is part of the Osage Arts community. Interesting. So it was made possible by a grant from the Osage Arts community. But this is the author right there. And thank you for the raid. Let's go ahead and start a giveaway and welcome you guys in. So we are doing paperback starting at $1, and then we're doing hardcover starting at $2. And this is a book of poetry. It is going to be a limited run. This is not a big press. It's the Spartan press. And like I said, this feels like it's new condition. It has kind of that soft, rubbery kind of feel on the cover. So we're going to start that right now. And make sure you guys get in the giveaway. The giveaway will definitely go to someone. So we're running this right now, starting at $1, book of poetry by, you know what? I need to just turn this a little bit. Let's just turn you ever so slightly. There, that's going to make all the difference in the world. Yes, that is helping. So I wish you guys were letting me know this, but I'm not paying any attention to the YouTube chat. I'm focused on the Whatnot chat. Okay, so we are done with paperbacks for the new. We're switching over to hardcovers. Now I have additional paperbacks, but those have probably been shown before. But if you're new, maybe it's the first time. And you'll definitely snag a deal on anything you find this show. So let's go ahead and we're going to go to hardcover. Okay, so the first one I'm going to show you is this book, which is How Science Works. It's got a little bit of like dirt on the cover. So I'll just hold this close so you can kind of see the condition. I'm sure that could be cleaned, but I haven't done anything to prepare these. You guys are really getting that first look savings. So on the dust jacket, it does have a little bit of like dirt up here, if you can see that. Then again, the dust jackets are supposed to protect the books. So ages 8 to 14. Let's look. Yeah, so the actual book is in really good condition here. So the dust jacket did its job. I'm going to leave that off for 1 second and just show you. I don't see any ripped, missing, or torn pages. Ripped and torn is pretty similar, but I guess it depends on how forceful you are, right? Make sure you guys get in the giveaway. How Science Works. This is a hardcover. 100 Ways Parents and Kids Can Share the Secrets of Science. How fun is that? I have seen and sold other similar titles in this series, but I can't remember what it was. Okay, so I'm going to put this off to the side, and we're going to keep things moving. Let's do that. I really like the retro aesthetic. Okay, so the next one is Our Universe. Oh my gosh, this is so retro. It does have a little bit of a tear here, which could be repaired easily. But this is being shown exactly in the condition you'll receive it in, so just want to point that out. So this is Our Universe by Roy Gallant. And this is a hardcover. How cool is this? That is so cool. How cool is this? This is Our Universe by Roy Gallant. This is the National Geographic Picture Atlas. So we're going to start this at $1, and make sure you guys get, or excuse me, $2, starting at $2 because it's a hardcover. We're going to get in the giveaway. This is and it definitely has that. So how cool. This is so awesome. This reminds me of like Stranger Things, like anything 80s I can think of. And we're going to keep things moving. Next, I have a very thick novel by Alex Marshall. We're going to start this one. Run it for $2 for 30 seconds. And again, it's a hardcover. It's A Crown for Cold River. Excuse me, Cold Silver. Cold Silver. A Crown for Cold Silver. It's so easy to misread that as like gold or river. I don't know. It's just funny. But yeah, overall, very good condition. Cover price is $26, and this is a pretty thick book. Okay, we're going to keep moving. So these are all new showings. I have not shown any of these titles prior to this. The ones that I'm showing you right now. This is a book of Shakespeare by Martin Fido, or Fido. $12.95 cover price. And, oh, this is definitely retro. I love the art. Okay. 1978. Wow. So this is from 1978. Shakespeare. And it seems like it's biographical, but it does have a lot of really cool images. Good coffee table book or an office book. And we'll go ahead and do that one starting now for 30 seconds, $2. And I'll show you the back. I am going to take off the dust jacket just because it is an aged piece so that you'll see the condition of the book. Oh, that's really gorgeous. Now on the back, I do see a little bit of impression here, and it is picking it up on the Whatnot view. I can see the little dots there. I'm not sure what caused that. It doesn't look like it perforated, but it's got a little bit of an impression. So this is Shakespeare. Okay, now we're moving on. And let me know what genre you guys are looking for, because I can sort of pull selectively. We're about halfway through the new titles, but this is The Age of Kings, and let's see, it's hardcover for sure. Time Life Books. When was this printed? This is from 1967, it says, but it was reprinted in 74. Okay. Really good artwork. And we're going to run this starting now at $2. This is The Age of Kings. It's a Time Life Books, The Great Ages of Man, and it was reprinted in 1976. Is that what I said? 70-something. And it's got a lot of really interesting artwork with a lot of color printing. The 30 Years' War. Oh my gosh, look at that artwork. How cool is that? Okay, so we're going to move on to the next one. I haven't seen any requests come up, so if you have submitted it, resubmit it. Sometimes we do have technical issues. And I am paying attention to the Whatnot chat, so if you feel neglected or ignored on YouTube, I'm sorry, but I got to keep up with one chat. So do watch the YouTube, though, because you'll get the full view. This Whatnot view is a little bit constrained. Okay, so this is True Irish Ghost Stories. True Irish Ghost Stories. Okay, now this does have some damage on the dust jacket, but I don't see that it carried through to the book. So that's good news. The dust jacket did its job. Yeah, I really don't see much. None of the pages are stained or anything like that that I'm seeing, but I'm showing you exactly what I have in my hand. Okay, so this is True Ghost Stories of the Irish. All right. Ireland. Okay, so this, let me give you a rough date on this. 2010, 2010. And we will start this at $2. So 30 seconds, true Irish ghost stories. Suddenly she felt two hands laid on her shoulders. She turned around sharply and saw it standing close beside her. This almost sounds like a romance novel, does it not? Spooky, spooky, spooky. How about is this? If that's how the Irish ghost stories go, oh my gosh, we need to do some ghost stories from Ireland. How fun! I'm gonna move this off to the side. And oh, did we have a giveaway winner? Because I forgot to congratulate you. And hold on, it looks like we did. So congratulations to JLo. Congratulations. Okay, fantastic. This is Art Deco. Now this is really cool. So it does have a little damage on the jacket, intended to protect the book, and for the most part it did, but I do see a little bit of damage right at the top there. But look at how cool that is. I really like this design. I'm going to pull this cover off just to show you. So this is the Art Deco. Let's see what kind of artwork's inside. Oh wow, some of this is actually really stunning. An all-color book of Art Deco. The way this is spelled, it seems like it's printed in the UK because it's C-O-L-O-U-R. Let me see if I can find confirmation though. But yeah, this is definitely its own aesthetic. I love that. Symbols and shapes. Interesting. What is that? Is it Downton Abbey that kind of bridges into Art Deco, or just before Art Deco time period? That's what I'm thinking of right at the moment, but I don't see any publisher information. Here it is, 1974, and yes, it was printed in London. It was printed in Hong Kong, but it's a UK publishing house. So yes, that is why we will see some of the words spelled in the British version of English. Oh, this is really interesting. Okay, so we're going to start this at $2 and let it run for just about 30 seconds and see if we can find it a good home. But this is Art Deco architecture. What is over here? Mary Mary. Advertising and printing. That is a very small section for advertising and printing. Oh, and then this is going to be pottery and porcelain. Now that's really good for collectors. And just the overall patterns are so interesting. Like, this is something I have never seen before. I've never seen this pattern before, but it does seem to work. And, okay, we're going to move this one to the side and keep things going. And hold on one second, because... Okay, I do have a Disney Babies Animal Friends book. This is a tiny hardcover, but it is for kids. So we'll go ahead and run it. And let's see what the cover price is, if they have one. This is from 1991. Oh, and it does say audio entertainment, so there may be some kind of a cassette tape or CD that this initially would have been packaged with. You're getting the book exactly the way it's shown. And it does have some really cool Disney characters in here. And it's funny to see how they change a little bit over time. That is one thing I will point out. The imagery is slightly different than what a, character would look like from this century. This is from 1991. Okay, so let's move that to the side. Another hardcover that I have, this one's Interior Decorating A to Z, Betty Pepys. Now this definitely shows its age. It initially was sold for $7.50, if you can believe that, for a hardcover book. My goodness. And it does have signs of its age. You're going to see that. Not just the dated styles, but let's see if we can find a date on the book. Yeah, you can't fake this. This is vintage. Um, this is the author in the back cover here. And it really does. Oh, I love these photos. I really love these photos. You know, some of these are like, I wonder if I should even sell these because I just think they're gorgeous. This is 1965. This is 1965. Yeah, this is all very vintage and retro. And look at those colors. And that's a Parsons table. But going back to the 1965 year, most people would think of Parsons being 1970 or 1980s. And it's okay. So anyway, it's organized by letter. So this is A. Where does it show us? And it goes A to Z. Oh, look at that. I flipped past that one. That one's really cool. A, accessories. Ooh, yes, you know what? This is calling my name. So if nobody wins it, sorry, not sorry. That's just too bad for you. But I will put it up for auction for 30 seconds. So if you'd like it, now's your chance. But this has accessories for A. Just has some black and white. But it starts with those really stunning color photos. And then we've got more color here. And what letter are we on? This is, I think this might be C still. Yeah, it was C. Now this is D. Let me see how long it takes. Do we actually get to Z? Yeah, we get to Z. Okay, interesting. Nobody's getting it. Sorry, not sorry. Moving on. Okay, so we have the Guinness World Records of 2001. Yes, they were having world records in 2001, just at the start of this century. If you're into Y2K, this has this is sticking, so it tells me there was a little bit of moisture or something on this page. It's stuck there. So I'm not going to destroy it. I'm just going to leave it in the condition it's in, but the pages are a little sticking together. Oh, somebody was using this for their interior design, it looks like. Let me see what this traditional home. Interesting. What year was this? 2000. This was year 2000. So this is definitely original to the time of the book. How fun is that? So you actually get not only the book, but you get this paint swatch, which these color chips have. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's quite the deal. Okay, we'll just run it for 30 seconds. If anybody wants to snag this, you're getting the Guinness Book of World Records from 2001, but you're also getting this paint swatch kit for the year 2000. How neat is that? Oh, wow. You get to see some of the old logos. Margaritaville, I've been watching some of your shows. You've been doing very well, actually. When am I getting a stack of your stickers? Because I love them. I love your stickers. I want a stack of them. I really do. But this is so fun. And I do want to sell your book also. But you can't be that upset. I mean, like, if you do real estate, you know that, like, realtors sell your listings, right? It's not always you. So you can't, I will do that. I will absolutely do that. Or the other easy way I can do it is, let's do a giveaway, and you've got a really good chance of winning. How about that? And let's do it. Oops. Yeah, let's just run a giveaway. That'll be super easy. Walgreens sells your book. Well, good. They should. But I think we can tag team and get a better price. I am going to show you something that nobody else picked up on. And this was the deal of the decade. This is from 1965. This is from 1965. Nobody spotted this. So sorry, not sorry. Very retro. And you're going to do a vintage Avon bottle show. Well, I might raid into you, actually. But yeah, I've got all these books. Some are like brand new, and then some are retro and vintage. And this one is so funny. This has sample copy, no charge. Okay, well, good for them. But this is the reality. We charge for things. So this is the Norton Anthology of English Literature. It was the 5th edition, volume 1. When was it printed? Oh my gosh, these pages are super thin. This is like onion skin paper. Yeah, and the vintage Avon stuff is a lot of fun. You know, I was watching a documentary about Mary Kay, and Mary Kay was, you know, obviously it was sold directly by people who would be sales reps. But her innovation was having the product shown in people's homes where they're going to be most comfortable. And I thought, that is genius. And I kind of think that Avon took after her, or maybe she got the idea from Avon. I'm not sure which came first. Is Avon still in business? I know that I'm like asking like 20 questions, but is Avon still around? And yeah, I know they've changed a bit over the years. I guess I could just Google it. So is this 1916? I mean, it's a more recent printing. But yeah, if Avon's still around, they're all still in business. Okay. Interesting. Well, they've managed to survive more than, you know, last century, so that's good. But yeah, I thought the Mary Kay, I found it interesting, some of the insights that they had about her. Okay, now this is an old one for people who like old books. This is Moby Dick. This has a little bit of pencil here. It says, if lost, return to Jean Chambers. So if anybody knows Jean Chambers, you should buy this and return it to her. Oh yes, it's stay or stay home. whatever you want to call me. But yeah, stay home to shop. Any or all of the above. Hi, Keely. So I do have some vintage and retro books. What time is your show, Margaritaville? Because these are we're gonna wrap up these new showings. Yeah, this is very vintage because the cover is actually starting to come off. Yeah, exactly. Stay. But yeah, so Moby Dick. This is by Melville, and Jean Chambers has lost this book. So if anybody knows Jean, you should buy it and return it to her or him. I'm assuming her, but that's an assumption. Okay, so this has Roman numerals. So this was MCM XX31. The illustrations were 1931, I think. You're talking to your dog? Right. Well, and you know, that was one of the funny things when I joined the platform. People would say it and they'd realize how it sounded. It sounded like stay home, like you were issuing a command. But it caught on. Actually, one of the things we were talking about this morning on the Ship Show, which is the seller support that I run, is branding and how important it is to have a brand that's easy to remember, easy to repeat, and easy to find. And at some point I said something that Google or YouTube did not agree with, because about a quarter of the way in, the video quality really deteriorates. But that's why it's always nice to have a backup. So I do have the whatnot footage. So I will get it up. I will eventually get all of them up. But yeah, it's always funny. It's like, if it's not, like right now, YouTube looks gorgeous. Like the colors, the lighting. And you've won Margaritaville, so you will definitely get the full name and address and all that good stuff that comes to you in the mail. How fun is that? Including, what is this? This probably has your name written all over it, doesn't it? Dearest Billy, I'm sorry I wasn't cheery when we talked. The same old problems keep cropping up. Permits, etc. 3 people are driving me crazy. And that's as far as they got. So whoever owned this book, Margarita, this is now yours. So you can do the research, do a DNA swab and some fingerprint tests. Let's find out what happened to Billy's friend, because I think Billy was in on it. But this is the Fix It Yourself manual. It's a hardcover. And for all those people who would rather repair than replace, 1977. So this has stood the test of time. And it goes through all these different, it even shows you how to do bookbinding. Oh my gosh, this is a crafter's dream. China, porcelain, and glass, doorbells, buzzers, and chimes. Okay. So starting at $2, you could not hire a repair person, and you definitely couldn't find Billy for $2. And your husband used to actually own the book, and his mother bought it. Right. Well, I mean, like some of the stuff, like repairing China, is going to be true then as it is now. It even shows you how to repair your dishwasher, heating pads, I don't know that I would recommend electrical repairs, but that's just me. Lots of good stuff. So yeah, and I know, Margaritaville, you've been selling a lot of jewelry, a lot of paparazzi jewelry, and I love how you do the sets. Like you suggest what bracelet or earring should go with a necklace. I think that's very helpful because a lot of people have a hard time coordinating, even though they like the pieces. Let's see what else. Oh, these are the last 2 new ones that I have. And these are the things that people pass up on. So on Whatnot, you can score an amazing deal, or you can miss the savings of a lifetime. And that's exactly why you want to be watching all of my shows. You should be watching all of my shows. Just So Stories by Rudyard Kipling. This is the second to last new one. Hi, Thread and Books. So yeah, I've had a lot of really amazing finds that I've run through. But if we need to rerun. So this is actually 2. This is The Prince and the Pauper on one half and Just So Stories on the other. So this is Samuel Clemens and this is Rudyard Kipling. And yeah, it's funny because at some point the text turns upside down. Okay, moving on. We have the Better Homes and Gardens sewing book. Sewing how-to for home and family. This is gorgeous. The overall condition is a bit aged, but very good condition, relatively speaking. And I'm just looking for a year. But this is Better Homes and Gardens sewing book. Oh, it does have a little tear there. I'll show you the back cover. So yeah, it does have a little bit of dirt on the cover, but again, just generally very good condition. So start this at $2, and we'll let that run for 30 seconds. If we have a request for a rerun, we can. We can always rerun, but I think that is the newest of the new books that I had to show. So every other title that I would have shown at some point probably made its way into a past show. But this one is a new showing. Okay, so that is that. All right, so Margaritaville. Let's read Margaritaville. See what we can find. Oh, I don't think she's on just yet. Okay, we'll wait for her to come on, but I can rerun some things. You put 3 hours putting together you put 3 hours putting together 80 sets for the jewelry. And you sold a lot, I know. I know you sold a lot of those. But yeah, that can take a while. And you're going to be back on Tuesday nights. You want to be consistent on Tuesdays with jewelry. And Shauna, so we've got some. Let me just hold up the stack. I had like 3 paperbacks. Everything else was a hardcover, and some of these are really cool vintage titles. All but like maybe a couple are excellent condition, I'd say overall. But you know, my grading when it comes to condition isn't fair because I always compare it to like brand new store quality. Um, I'm most familiar with is like brand new. So a lot of the things I would say are good condition. Other people would say would be very good condition. So it's just one of those things. You eventually learn that. And if you read my reviews, people have noted that sometimes they've gotten things in much better condition than they were expecting. But Margaritaville, if you're going to do Tuesday Night Jewelry, I don't see any reason to stop you. This is audio cassettes of Mark Twain. And I'm going to show you something. Look at how this, like, this is so vintage. This is just so cool. It does have this fold out. The Humor of Mark Twain. 22 of Twain's best tall tale stories and essays. And it's got biography and notes. So this is a whole library. Is that correct? Or this is only some. So on one side, it's going to be side 1. Okay. And on this side, it's going to be 12. So it goes 1 through 12. I don't know why I thought to turn that over. I guess it does. I guess if you turn the cassette, it does have different recordings. And so this does have both the book number, the book serial number, as well as just a product barcode. And this is unabridged. But yeah, Margaritaville, if you are here, as soon as you're ready, we'll raid. I mean, we can definitely check out your stuff. Because I want to see some of that. Okay, so you're not on just yet. That's okay. I wonder if there's a way that I can check and see what time you were supposed to be on. But yeah, we want to check out those Avon vintage bottles. Okay, so everything else again has probably been pre-shown, but since this stuff did not appeal to many, that tells me that you are looking for that new quality, and so that's probably what you're going to see on this shelf. All right, so let's do that. So this is an interesting historical one because it is celebrating 70 years of the Sporting News, but it's Mark McGwire's historic season. And the funny thing is, this was before the whole scandal. So the way that it's written and described, it's definitely in a very favorable light. This is beautiful. It's like a fairy tale, even more exciting than the World Series. Yes, correct. It is like a fairy tale. It is more exciting. It's too good to be real, right? So no rush, but I'm rushing. Margaritaville. Margaritaville. We need some place to go. The other thing I could do is I could actually switch this over into the craft category because some of those books would be perfect for crafters. But as soon as I do that, the media mail rates disappear, and so it's kind of a trade-off. Now, most often, if somebody does load up on books, I can stuff a flat rate priority mailbox, a large size. I can stuff it full, and that's the cheapest, easiest option. However, not always, and Whatnot has its automatic media mail pricing for books, but only books and some other things. So like the cassette tapes actually would be media mail. At first I was thinking they wouldn't, but they would. and like CDs are media mail, but magazines are not. So this is Viscera by Gabrielle Squalida. I'm stunned that nobody has picked this up just for the artwork here on the cover. That is stunning to me. This is $15.99 cover price. And book 2. Who was saying something? He was saying there was somebody on TV talking about how he can't read from like a computer screen, but his son can. His son only reads from a computer screen. I thought that was interesting. I think I can do both, but I've kind of switched to computer. But if you're the kind of person who loves conspiracy theories as much as I can entertain you, then you will absolutely want to have printed copies of everything. This is John Grisham, a novel, The Exchange. It's after The Firm, so it's the sequel to The Firm. And let me switch this over to hardcover. And we'll do that right there. And I saw Lord Jupiter. You've been in before. Let's run a giveaway, by the way, as soon as we start this auction. There we go. And yes, you can watch the full view on YouTube. On Whatnot, it's a little dark. And I wonder if that's also messing with things here. Because the last time that happened, people really couldn't see the products very easily. And I wonder if that is, because I can see on my screen a preview, but it's dark. It is like very dark compared to what so you like that? I look best in the shade, you know. Hold on a second. This is getting really shady. So yeah, I think that might be part of the problem, and I don't know why and when it's going to do that. This morning, YouTube didn't like something I said, or something caused it to malfunction, and it seems like this book show, Whatnot, is not cooperating. So it's really hard to please both, isn't it? And I'm just selling books on the internet. Come on now. Like how bad can that be? Okay, but Sophomores by Sean Desmond. This is very eerie, isn't it? We're going to start our auction here. I thank you for the hearts. I agree 100%, by the way. And yeah, this morning I wasn't selling. I didn't have anything product-wise to sell. I was doing a seller support because I always do one every other Thursday. It's called The Ship Show, and it helps sellers with their shipping questions. And it's always been really fun and productive. And at about 15 minutes in, something triggered YouTube to just like go to like low resolution. Like it didn't completely stop. Okay, so Margaritaville, fantastic. I will see you soon. But let's find out who our lucky giveaway winner is. So it didn't go completely dark. That occasionally will happen where it'll just cut off, and that could be anything. But when it keeps going at low resolution, it's like, what is causing that? Like, why is that? And the other thing is, I noticed it didn't do any of the closed captioning. So, like, literally, there's not even a transcript of that show. So I don't know what it was. But it's funny because I had no way to know this at the time. It wasn't until after I went to look at the footage, and that's when I saw it all. Actually, I can pull it up. It's not that interesting. It's not that entertaining. But yeah, let's see it, because with what, and we were talking about how you couldn't see everything with Whatnot. This is us right here, right now, so you can wave to yourself on camera. Hello, you're on the internet. You're on the internet. You're looking at the back of my hat. Yes, you are. That's you. You're right over here. You're right over here, just off in the corner. You didn't know that, but you're getting an inside look. So then if I come over here to Whatnot, I'm gonna have to go through so many of these videos because it's at the very, very end, I'm sure, if it's even there. Uh, is there an easier way to do this? No, probably not. Okay, so here's what I'm doing. I'm just gonna go to the channel, and let's see what I can find. It's this one. It's right here. This was it. This was it. Okay, so do you see how clear and crisp that is to start? I hope everybody's enjoying this. This is like internet conspiracy being shown to you live on the internet using Whatnot and YouTube. So the two will, what am I doing? I'm showing you the morning show because about 15 minutes in, YouTube did not like whatever it was we were talking about, and it went to like low resolution. So it kept broadcasting and it recorded it, but it makes it unusable for like closed captioning, even though the audio is fine, and it won't get suggested if it's a low resolution as opposed to the high resolution video. That's my theory. Okay, but let's see how crazy I am because we're rushing. I looked better this morning, I think. And now Whatnot's being shady because the Whatnot camera is like in dark mode and YouTube is in perfect like beauty mode. Hello. It's so good to see you. Yes. So hold on. Here, this is low resolution right there. And it may not look that different, but can you kind of see around the glasses how it's kind of chunky? That's what that is. And so that affects like everything that I can do with that video. So like Whatnot, it looks like I'm standing in a dark corner, and I'm not. I have bright lights shining right at me. YouTube has no problem with that, but Whatnot is just like keeping me in the dark. So anytime I show a product, it's really hard to see. I'm assuming, because I went through a stack of books and there were like 2 or 3 that were definitely worth grabbing. So let's move on, and we're going to raid into Margaritaville, and we're going to let the conspiracy follow her along. Why can I not find her? Let me see what I can find. Yeah. Margaritaville should be active. Maybe this messed her up too. Oh, she's not live yet. Okay, thank you for clarifying. She said she was. She said she was heading over to go live. See me soon. Okay, actually, let me see, because if I just type her, yeah. Let's see her. Let me go back. She has a really good profile, by the way. Anybody who likes to read profiles. 740. Okay. So yeah, she's not up and running, but she's got some vintage Avon. How cool is that? Yeah. So here, I'll actually angle this so you can kind of see this now. Okay, so this is low resolution, and it looks better on this screen than it does on the TV. But if you can see the pixelation around the anchor, that's it's more obvious on the screen. And you might be wondering, like, why do I even do 2 different versions? I will mention that most of the people who watch these videos watch them on a TV or a computer. That's not normal for YouTube. Most often, about 25% of people would watch on a TV and 75% would be using mobile. But for my videos, it's just backwards. So like more than half of the people like the computer or the TV view. And so to do that, I have to get a horizontal view, which is why I always recommend doing YouTube. But we are going to surprise Marcia. She won't be too surprised. But we are going to surprise her. So until the next time I see you, I hope you can stay home to shop, but don't go anywhere because we're going to find her Okay, let's see if I am getting this right or not getting this right. Yeah, it should be letting me. No? Hmm. It's not letting me raid. Well, we know where to go. We're going to go check out Margaritaville. So I will see you there. She is live, so I don't know why.
There we go. Oh, my category's preloaded. We're going to start this auction. $4. And we're going to go 15 seconds. Let's go. Don't show it unless you're going to run it, I've been told. So we're running it. Betsy Ross is on the hot seat. She is on the hot seat. Okay. Where's my patriotic folks in here? Just kidding. No Betsy. Oh,
Okay,